Welcome to GoChill News. I am Zainab Said Abakar. The news headlines. Adamawa State Government says improved security was a major target for the year 2013. As Christians continue to celebrate Christmas, faithfuls have been urged to embrace the redemptive essence of the celebration. Nigeria to develop a memorandum of understanding with Cameroon on the management of water from the Lagdo Dam. Commander of the serious military police defects from President Bashar al-Assad's government. The news in detail. Adamawa State Governor has said the coming year will be a year for improved security and campaign for unity among the diverse people of the state. Governor Nyako, who received traditional rulers at the government house on Christmas homage, said the outgoing year has witnessed a lot of security challenges, which could have implications on the plans of government to implement development programs. Correspondent Huron Ruben Lokwadi has details.
The governor said business partners, especially foreign nationals, avoid crisis areas, stressing that the spate of violence witnessed in 2012 in the state cannot be allowed as insecurity impedes progress. To achieve the dream of having a safe place devoid of violence, the traditional rulers are key players, and this informs the focus on peace and unity message by the governor this Christmas season as he received his guests. Governor Nyako called on the royal fathers to focus on youth transformation to reduce cases of drug misuse, which he said is responsible for the attitude exhibited by the youth.
Dole yaran mu zamantu ƴaƴa masu da'a. Haka kurun wani sa'a sai ka bude rediyo ko talabijin ka ga wani yaro na baya yana kundumawa babbansa ashar. Ba za mu yadda a zaman mu na duniya a koyaushe wani kunun duniya bushi iska ya dinga kunduma iyayensa ashar yana kunduma manyan ƙasa ashar ba.
The Lamido Adamawa Dr. Muhammadu Barkindo Ali Mustafa, who was the first to pay the homage, the Emir of Mubi Alhaji Abubakar Isa Amadu, the Hamabata Mr. Alhamdu Glaston Teneke, Ganwar Ganye Alhaji Umaru Adamu Sanda, the Murumbula Mr. JJ Foa, and Kondinungraya Mr. Wilfred Kimde all said they will continue to support the efforts of the government in ensuring peace in the state. They all said the Christmas celebration was peaceful in their domains and acknowledged the commitment of the government in fighting insecurity in the state. Other issues of concern to the government are the plight of the flood victims, and to this end, government has already procured assorted fertilizer worth over 2 billion naira in addition to improved seeds to be given to farmers. He said following the flood disaster, food production needs to be improved and government is committed to helping farmers to produce more food. Plans are also underway to provide lands to flood victims as government has continued to receive warnings that flood crisis is not completely over. The governor called on all the people of the state to support the government to succeed in the coming year.
As Christians continue to celebrate Christmas, faithfuls have been urged to embrace the essence of the celebration, which captures God's redemptive plan for mankind. Bishop Irmiah Tadigurno of LCCN Cathedral Numan, in his Christmas message with the theme Incarnation, said the true meaning of Christmas to the Christendom was salvation from eternal death and judgment. He said this as faithfuls in Numan joined their counterparts world over to mark the event. Our correspondent Ruben Lokodi, who observed the celebrations in Numan, reports that the celebrations were peaceful.
Bishop Irmiah Tadigrono said culturally Christians celebrate Christmas across the world but in different ways, noting that in Europe it was celebrated indoors, while in Africa people embrace joyful outdoor celebration with sharing of gifts and foods. Bishop Irmiah maintained that irrespective of the mood of celebration, the most important thing was becoming close to Jesus and remembrance of family and friends to share with them.
We must remember the unfortunate ones, families and individuals, to share whatever we have with them joyfully, to help those that need our help. Even in Christmas, we should learn to cry with those that are crying.
Some Christians include Mr. Tamri George said Christmas celebration in Numan was fantastic as it was peaceful and joyful celebrated, noting that he was happy to be part of it. as he met long-term friends with whom he met Mary.
I had a chance to really meet a lot of my friends who have been away or who are in other places. We sat, chatted, and we really enjoyed ourselves. We really made the Mary, that is the Mary making of the Xmas. We discussed to some very length where we talked on several issues.
He said it was important to have peaceful celebration in view of the current security situation in the country and commend the security personnel for their efforts. Across the city, it was a time of merrymaking and joyful celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ. Ruben Lokodi Ruben, Gotel News.
Christians in Shira, local government area of Bauchi State, have been enjoined to continue with the peaceful coexistence with one another and the entire communities in the area. The chairman caretaker committee of the local government, Alhaji Megari Mohammed Kanna, who made the plea in the Christmas goodwill message, congratulated Christians for witnessing yet another Christmas celebration in a peaceful atmosphere. Correspondent Ali Wijibo completes the report.
Alhaji Megari Kanna implored the Christian faithful to shun rumor mongering and call on the leaders to champion the cause of peace and love for one another. Kanna, however, presented the sum of 50,000 naira to the Christian faithful as Christmas and Boxing Day gift. Earlier in his sermon, Reverend Sabo Sarki commended the council chairman for giving equal treatment to the people of the area and urged him to maintain the tempo. In a related development, a Bauchi-based non-governmental organization, Christians Muslim Peace Movement, congratulates and wishes the Christians in the state a happy and prosperous celebration. Speaking to Radio Goten in Bauchi Metropolis, both the chairman of the movement, Alhaji Aminu Garba Sidi, and his secretary, Mr. Paul Daniel, urged religious leaders and traditional rulers to pray for peaceful coexistence in the state and the country at large. They also appreciate the efforts of the state government, the security agents, and the entire people of the state for tolerating one another, which created peaceful atmosphere for a heat-free celebration. From Bauchi, Ali Ujibo reporting for Radio Gotel.
Adamawa State Governor has challenged local government chairmen in the state to look out for other sources of funding for grassroots development as the federal government allocation appears to be inadequate. Governor Murtala Nyako said he has been thinking about the statutory deductions on local government funds and may look into some of the laws concerning the sharing of the monthly allocations. Government House correspondent Huron Ruben Lokodi reports that the governor is also considering a 3-year tenure for local government councils. The report.
Last allocation na local government an ƙara kowa, amma dole ne a ƙara a ba ku hakkin ku don ku samu kuma ku aiki a wajen ku. Rannan na zauna ina tunani yadda kuɗin local government ke tafiya. Kun san ku ke biyan malamai. Kuna akwai wani percentage da ake ɗauka, ana kuma ɗaukan kuɗin ku ana biyan university. Ga dai ɗauka na doka daban-daban a gare ku.
Governor Nyako, who received local government chairmen for Christmas homage at the government house, challenged the local council chief executives to consider exploring other sources of funding to avoid overdependence on the federal government allocation. The allocations, he observed, may not be enough to cater for the development needs of the grassroots people. Governor Nyako advised the chairman to take advantage of MDG's grants, World Bank, UN agencies, and some NGOs which have budgets for rural development in such areas as water supply, health programs, and rural roads. The governor also thinks that the tenure for local government chairmen in Adamawa State needs to conform to other states of the Federation who enjoy 3 years. He reminded the council chairmen of their responsibility of ensuring that the youth are gainfully engaged, stressing that disabled persons should be accorded the necessary attention. This, he said, will reduce insecurity and begging, among other social vices. The local government chairman, while listening to the governor, appeared to be taking far-reaching transformation lessons which may be tried in 2013. The issue of local government's allocation and inadequacy in Adamawa has recently been in the front burner, and perhaps since the governor is thinking in that direction, there may be evident changes soon.
A PDP chieftain in Adamawa has called on security agencies in the state to stop the scheduled PDP congresses due to commence on 27 December 2012 in the interest of peace. Mr. P.P. Elisha, in an interview with GoTo News, said the planned Congress should not be allowed to hold as it was contrary to the constitution of the party. Correspondent Huntelo Castona has more.
Mr. P.P. Elisha stressed that for any Congress to take place, there must be representatives from the National Secretariat to oversee the process, noting that in a situation where none was around, it becomes impossible for that to take place. He said as law-abiding members of the PDP, they will not fold their arms and watch things being done wrongly. He said as stakeholders, they ought to be informed and invited for the exercise, noting that none of the stakeholders was aware of happenings in the state. Mr. Elisha, who said they remain loyal to the National Executive Council of the party, added that they will not object to any decision of the NEC regarding the Congress.
Ko yau da nake maganan nan idan NEC ta zauna ta zartas wallahi mu masu bin doka ne zamu ce mu yi na ba abin da zamu yi domin ba za mu taba wuce hukumar zartas wata jami'a ta kasa gaba daya ba adama ba ta wuce can ba don muna da biyayya ga wancan hukumar zartas wata kasa gaba daya amma tunda ba mu yadda ba tunda kuma aka ce aikin wayan nan ba zai taba tabbata ba sai lokacin da wayancan suka yarda da shi muka rubuta ma commissioner dan sanda muka ce to ga abin da ke tafe kuma mun ba shi copy na tsarin doka na PDP.
The former party secretary said all elections in the state were over and wondered why the rush to conduct congresses to elect party officials.
Mun kare zaben kananan hukumomi, mun kare zaben wakilan jiha, mun kare zaben wakilai na tarayya, mun kare zaben senatoci, mun kare zaben gwamna, mun kare zaben shugaban kasa. Ba wani aikin da za a yi na jam'iyya Adamawa sai bayan shekaru 2 da rabi. Me hanzari ba za a jira NEC ta yi meeting ba. Me Congress din za ta yi?
While urging security agents to call to order those wanting to cause problems in the state, he called on their supporters to remain calm and law-abiding. Henslo Castona, Radio GoTo News.
Security chiefs in Plateau have called on communities in Riom local government area to work together for permanent peace to return to the area. The heads of security agencies made the call on Christmas Day when they visited Bagad village at Bachit district of Riom local government area where a woman died in an attack on Sunday. Another woman was injured in an attack during which unknown persons set 10 thatched houses on fire. Major General Henry Ayola, the commander of the Special Task Force in Plateau, who led other security chiefs on the visit, said peace will return to the area if the Biram and Fulani forgave each other and worked for peace. Ayola said they were in Bagad to condole with the people and share in their grief, adding that the perpetrators of the crimes will be brought to book. We are here to let you know that we are concerned about what